I've often heard people say about other people, they will never change. And it always kind of grabs me a little bit with a kind of sadness. And often the words that they've heard have come out from, say, a professional person like a counselor. Oh, they've got this particular disability, they will never change. And it always feels like it's kind of a death certificate on this other person's life that they will never change. And I think, actually, I think everybody does change. We all change. We change either for, I suppose, um, in good ways, or we can change and just change and getting the same old, digging the same old, but it just becomes a repeated behavior patterns, and it just but I think everybody can change. And often alongside those words that they can't change are words like a leopard can't change its spots, and you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And I want to say, well, I'm not a leopard. I'm not an old dog. I'm a human being, and I have a brain wiring system that can actually change. And I believe that with God's help, anybody can change because God raised Jesus from the dead. Um, Also, there's numerous stories in the Bible where people did change. I believe the addict can change, personality disordered people can change, depression can lift, become a memory, anxiety can leave, voices subside, trauma heal, dead can find resurrection. And if I didn't believe that people can change, then I don't know why I would continue to do this ministry and healing for so long. No, I believe people can change. But I have found five reasons why I think people um, don't change or refuse to even look at changing. And the first one is pride and stubborn arrogance. And Richard Rohr says this. He says, to pray and actually mean thy kingdom come, we must also be able to say, my kingdoms go. I like that. Thy kingdom come, God's kingdom, God's ways into my life, then I've got to be able to say, my kingdoms go. And so many of us, with pride and arrogance, are quite happy with our kingdoms. Thank you very much. And we do not want it to change. And C.S. Lewis says that pride is a spiritual cancer. And we stubbornly say to refuse to look at any change because, well, my kingdom is good, even though everybody else might be saying it's not that. So, number one is pride. Number two is there is no awareness of the need to change. And it's kind of similar, it can mix in with number one of being pride. And it's an unconscious incompetency. You just don't know what you don't know. And there needs to be a shift. And this can be the most monumental thing is to shift to realizing actually I don't know I didn't know that I needed to change. And so this number two, no awareness of a need to change. And if you come over to the blog post, you'll see this chart called the conscious competency learning matrix, which is pretty fancy words, but it shows sort of stage one, stage two, stage three, stage four of a change process where people have to shift from not being aware at all of needing to change and going through kind of an awareness process. Number three in the list of why people don't change is a lack of knowledge. Look, there's just a lack of knowledge about what is needed to make that change. It might be information, it might be skills, it might be some wisdom, and it's that eureka piece of information that goes, oh, I never knew that. Now I can do this. It could be a diagnosis, a personality profile discovery. That's what happened with me quite a bit. It could be many different things, but they have this piece of knowledge that explains so much and helps them to move forward and change. Think of a shop assistant that I was talking to recently, who he would be in his 60s now, but he said, "Oh, in my 50s, I discovered that I had ADHD, and I didn't realize it. And ever since then, it just opened up a whole new world to me, and I understood various things, and it meant that I'm a lot happier. I've changed certain things because I got that bit of knowledge." Number four, in the reasons why people don't change, is a lack of wise support. And what I'm talking about is people who will continue to help you on your journey of change. Um, it could be a coach, it could be a counselor, a friend, it could be a community of people that are going to be there and will just help you make those progress, those dance steps that are faulty all the time. Change takes a long time, and we need a long haul supporters. And I think one of the reasons why people don't change is that they don't have a good team around them that encourages the change. I, sometimes I see people out walking for exercise. I bet those people that really do well in that are in a group of people that go and do that all the time together. And there's like a community of walkers, and they love getting to know each other and talking. And there's a support in the change that they want to see. Another reason why people don't change is that others maintain them in their lack of need to change. They will never change because others around them like them like them the way they are, and or they might fear the rocking of the boat. That if they rock this person's boat, it could be really destructive. And so they may be also be getting some sort of reward out of keeping that particular person in that particular place, in that role, not pushing them towards change. Now, I remember a mentally unwell man being cared for by this lady, and she was mothering him, rescuing him, and he was not facing the situations that he needed to face because she kept him in that place. And her rescuing basically created a prison cell for both of them. And so something needed to change. That's called, I suppose it's called codependency. The thing is that we all do change, and as I said earlier, you may well change for the worse if you don't change, make changes for the positive. Um, I believe in the resurrection power of God and the ability of God to actually um, come down and help and to break through some of those really big barriers of change. Here's a question: do you want to change? Not about so much about them. And look, I'd encourage you to come to the blog post and read the post about change and look over those 5 reasons and see which one resonates the most with you. Probably pride resonates with everyone. But I also want to think you to think about a nice, safe little butterfly in a chrysalis, and it comes out and it becomes a butterfly, and it's quite natural, quite normal, and it's there's a natural instinct to do that. We're not butterflies. We have a choice whether to come out of that thickening wall of skin that's around us and to emerge out into the world. And that can be quite scary stuff. I like what Anais Nin says. And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. This is a video related to a class I'm going to be doing very soon about a mental wellness path. And this is going to be a class about observations I've made in my own life and my own healing journey. It's also observations that I've learned from other people that I've helped and other people that I've just noticed. It's also got some psychological, some spiritual insights, some that sort of thing. It's all going to combine together to be like various things that are going to help you on your recovery, on your healing, on your path of wellness, up and down all over the place. And so I'd like you to come over to the website, sign up to my email list because that's where you'll get notifications about the class and other things. You could also come over and read this latest blog post about 5 reasons why they will never change. Thank you for watching and listening.